And then somebody's like, "Oh, you like Little Mermaid?" And you're like,
right?
No, I'm a grown man. Why would I like that stuff?
What are you talking about? Are you looking at my internet search? Don't look at my internet search. Get out of here.
Ariel Mermaid. Okay.
I'm not into hot fish chicks. Okay.
Oh.
Street lights, people living just to find emotions hiding somewhere in the night.
You're watching the Popcast with Shane and Brian, and tonight we're talking about American Idol.
America definitely voted this week, and we saw the results of that vote. And to make it even more special, it was an extra creepy version of Disney songs. Whoa.
an extra creepy version of Disney songs. I like that. They were different. It's hard to make. It's hard to make Disney exciting. You know, I mean, there are some good Disney songs, but I mean, look at Cade. He had to come out and turn a rock song into "Kiss the Girl," you know, and very tough to do. And overall, it was. I would say it was overall just kind of a bleh night.
Bah. Yeah, it was also it was episode 15, by the way, not 14. My bad.
I'm not sure it matters.
But don't forget, before we get too far, don't forget our 3,200 sub milestone giveaway.
Yeah, don't forget about that.
Yeah, we are giving away a gaming console of your choice, as long as it's not some like, you know, crazy special edition or whatever. As long as it's a gaming console we can actually buy on, say, Amazon, you will get that if you win that milestone giveaway when we get to 3,200 subs.
I love it. Let's get it out there. Let's get a win.
And 17 videos
subs
left on our boxing video, right, Shane?
Somewhere in that neighborhood, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to check the drop-down menu to see exactly how many are left.
Drop down, comment below, and subscribe to be part of both those giveaways. Okay, so as stated previously, this is American Idol, episode 15, and it was the Disney edition, which means all the singers did some version of a Disney song. Some were good choices, some were not so good choices. But they were choices altogether. And Katy Perry was dressed as a princess.
Well, she was dressed as that princess at the beginning of the show and then ended up dressed as Snow White for the rest of the show. And by the way, I just want to say that the most entertaining part of the entire show was that Katy, after allowing Luke to try on her shoe, then she tried on her shoe. Yeah. Then she drank water from it.
Yes, I have that shot. It was awesome.
Do you?
Yeah.
That was something else.
Katy, I'm definitely warming up to old Katy Perry, man. And there she is as Snow White. She really killed it, man. She was entertaining. She was fun. It was almost like someone was like, here's a Snow White outfit and a couple Quaaludes. Go crazy.
Go crazy. And she did.
And she did.
That girl crazy.
That girl crazy, bro.
That girl crazy.
All right. Anyways, so like we said, it is Disney night. We are going to go through every performance here. We're going to give you our take on it, and then we're going to explain to you who won and probably, in our opinion, why. And remember, last night, America voted. The judges had no say in who was going through or not. It was all America's decision. So their
hands were tied.
Their hands were tied, and this is definitely, as far as I know, the fairest way it can go down. In the past, we've complained about judges sort of pushing people through that we hadn't maybe agreed that had the chops, and America definitely showed last night that they didn't want those people a part of the show anymore. Because they got shut.
That's true. I mean, I have a bit of a complaint, a small complaint, and they've decided to go with this basically one night system where everybody sings and they vote during the show, and then they basically decide who's out by the end of the program. So it's live across all time zones. They're doing that because Dancing with the Stars is actually on Monday nights for ABC. And so they didn't want to cut into that. But the problem I see with this is, for example, Dennis Lorenzo was the final singer in last night's lineup. Dennis also didn't get enough votes to stay. So was there enough time for America to see his performance and get their vote in as opposed to, say, who went first, which I think it was Maddie Poppy or Journey or Cade. But then when you stop and look at it, because you've got Ada, who was towards the top of the lineup, and then you had Michelle that was in the middle of the lineup. Well, actually, they're right next to each other. But so maybe that's not completely it. But Dennis might have got the shaft last night due to the way the system's set up. Yeah,
you're right. Dennis might have gotten the shaft. But there's a couple other people that also didn't go through that definitely had time to vote,
That's true. So I would say that that's probably the case. And you can say you could have started voting at the beginning of the show. So if people wanted to vote for Dennis at the beginning, then they could do that. But then that goes away with the whole argument of, should you vote for somebody based on their talent or just because you like them? So I guess it depends.
Right. And, based on talent, some of those songs are not the most popular Disney songs. Definitely hard to sing out of context.
True.
So that was a thing. Although Cade was given a song that he had to rock up, and I think he did the best he possibly could have done.
He wasn't going to do,
for his style.
He was in a bad.
I really believe they should have given him "You're Welcome" or something like that, instead of "Kiss the Girl," because
yeah.
How do you even? I mean, he did a good job considering,
Actually, that would have been cool, but I don't know if they wanted him to do multiple songs. If I remember correctly, it seemed like nobody repeated shows. Right. Disney might have wanted a variety of shows.
Yeah, they even had they had some songs that I didn't even recognize, probably because they're not as. No, I think there was a couple Lion King songs. I think.
Well, you had Maddie Poppy did "Bare Necessities" from the Jungle Book,
which was fantastic. In my opinion, I loved this. I loved that song. I loved her rendition, by the way.
I thought it was okay. I mean, honestly, I was not blown away by any of the performances last night.
I love Bare Necessities so much. That song is so
It's fun. A great song. She sang it and she made it her own, which was okay. Journey ended up doing the Moana song. Cade did the Little Mermaid. Ada ended up doing Lion King. Michelle Sosette did Coco. Gabby ended up doing Colors of the Wind from Pocahontas. Michael Woodward ended up doing Beauty and the Beast. Caleb did Toy Story. And then Katie did Sleeping Beauty, and Dennis ended up doing a Lion King. So there were 2 Lion King songs, but the rest of them were spread out, each different place.
So after Maddie Poppy, after Maddie Poppy, we had Journey. And like you said, she did a Moana. How did you feel about Journey, Shane?
This Moana song is actually my second favorite song from the show. I absolutely love this one. And she wasn't bad, but also I think the original one was better from the movie. And I enjoyed that a lot more than her kind of popped up version of it.
Yeah, I think that if you're doing a fairly new song too, that there's you have something going for you that people remember it. That's one thing.
Right.
But also you're competing with something that is probably going to be better. Meanwhile, Bare Necessities was made so long ago that people probably don't remember it. Well, I mean, I guess younger people don't remember it. And you could definitely make it better because it was made so long ago.
Yeah, you could do your own thing with it.
So there's two sides of this penny. Either people recognize it faster, or you can do it better. I would have probably gone with an older song that I can make better. Also, the older people are the ones that tend to vote anyways. I don't know about these my 6-year-olds are fans of Moana. Like they're probably not voting.
No, but as soon as kids start to get a phone, so right around maybe 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there is when you get the voting's really going to get started. And, most of the time, I think you're going to get, those are the ones who are going to be if they're watching the show and liking the show, they're definitely going to get their 10 votes out there,
Right. Yeah. Meanwhile, I'll put out one vote and then I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah. Oh, I'm tired. I can't vote anymore. Yeah.
At this point, I don't care. Okay. Well, what about this group?
Can we not talk about them? I would like to just.
I want to talk about them because they were poorly. It was not good. I didn't like this at all.
This reminded me of like the Gong Show or some sort of like sarcastic. I don't know what was their point.
The crazy part is some of those songs I would have loved to have heard sang by the actual contestants, but I feel like because they were doing them, the contestants couldn't do them.
Probably, but I don't understand what was the point of them being there. Like, are they on tour or something? Are they at the park? Some kind of
new show. They said some kind of new ABC show or something.
Oh, it's a new show. Okay, so maybe that's how see. Look, I even missed it. It was so disinteresting. And then I didn't even think the acapella singing was very good.
No, it's not. I mean, you know what? Let me tell you something. You guys, if you've ever when you're on YouTube right now. So after this video, hit that search button after the video, and search up something called Penetronics. Okay, called Penetronics, and I'll put the link down there. We're not affiliated with their channel whatsoever, so it doesn't there. But
I've never even heard of him, so I don't know where he's going here.
Penetronics is a group that does pop songs a cappella, and they are so good.
Wait, is that those guys that do like the Star Wars theme song and stuff like that?
No, those guys are cool too. No, these guys do like pop. Like they did like, I can't tell you what pop songs, but they've done all kinds of recent pop songs and older ones and Christmas carols and all. They do that to a cappella. And they're so good that if you compare like a Macklemore, like they did a Macklemore song recently. You take that Macklemore song and put it up against the actual Macklemore official song, you'd be like, I'm sorry, those are voices making those noises? Because that's amazing.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I actually pulled it up here. It's Pentatonics.
Sorry, Pentatonics. And if you listen to that and then you listen to this, you'll realize this is not very good. Like immediately.
Right.
Maybe Pentatronics has some kind of weird, like, voodoo magic, and that's why they sound so amazing.
Maybe.
But if they're the norm, and these guys are in that field, then they're way below where they should be as far as skill level.
Well, I've got an evolution of Michael Jackson by Pentatonics here that after our show's over, I'm going to watch that. So that looks pretty cool.
Let me tell you something, bro. You can probably spend some time on that channel because those songs, it's songs that they do a variety of songs where you'll find songs that you love and you hear it in a different way, in a different light. And it sounds it's just like, not like a remake, but when someone does like a mastered edition of a certain thing and all of a sudden you're hearing it with new orchestra, with fresher music, and it just has that new flavor to it. You already love the song, but now you love it so much more because it was done with so much more,
Well, if you like Pentatonics, now that we're talking about them, and this is the Pentatonics show, they're going to be playing in Irvine, California, very close to the office down there, on July 19th at 8 p.m. You can get tickets.
Yeah, I'm actually going to that, so thanks.
Yeah, I can tell. You should buy a bunch of them and sell them. I think you'd be very good at this.
I'm not trying to advertise for them. I didn't say any of that. I'm just saying.
Pentatonics, PNT. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God! Listen, when I heard these guys, my initial thought was, "Oh, I follow Pentatronics, so that this might be good." And I thought I would like this, and I didn't. I think it was horrible.
I hated it too. I hated every second of it, and I was hoping I could get those 30 seconds back, which I couldn't.
Yeah, and I couldn't fast forward because it was live television. I'm like, oh God, yeah. Oh God, stop it! All right. Anyways, next up was Cade Furner, the rock and roll god.
Yeah, I didn't like this, man.
Well, here's the deal. He sang "Kiss the Girl." He's a rock and roll guy singing Kiss the Girl, which is not just a ballad, but I'm pretty sure it's like an opera style, sort of down.
It was like a Goo Goo Dolls ballad.
It's like the reverse. It's like the reverse of whatever his style is, and he made it his style. I gotta hand it to him. I didn't like his version of it, but I can see why you would like it, and I can see how hard this had to have been for him, especially compared to Bare Necessities. Like, I'm not throwing Maddie Poppy under the bus here. She did great, but she was also given sort of a layup, like an old song everybody recognizes that she can make it much, much better. This guy was given a song from the 90s everybody recognizes, but how can he possibly make that better with given the vocal stylings that he has,
Well, and that's the problem with this song, and the song that he chose was he made it so different. This is what happens when you make a song your own. He made it so different that it was no longer recognizable to the original song. And whenever you do that, you've lost the point of making a song your own. Take Alien Ant Farm, Smooth Criminal version.
Right.
It's totally different than Michael Jackson's version, but it was just enough like the old version that it still sounds good.
I gotta say,
it did not sound good last night.
I gotta say, you're talking about Alien Ant Farm, Smooth Criminal, and let me tell you something. When I was introduced to that song as a child, I did not like it. I wasn't a fan. And then about 15 or 10 years later, I was an adult and I heard Alien Ant Farm's version of it. I didn't even connect the two as connected songs. And I remember playing that thing over and over and over again. It was so fun to listen to. And then someone's like, "Oh, you're a Michael Jackson fan?" I'm like, oh, those are the same songs. And I didn't even, it took someone saying something to me for me to connect the dots. And now I like the Michael Jackson version, but I like the Michael Jackson version because of that ridiculous Alien Ant Farm.
Isn't that funny?
And I'm not even a fan of Alien Ant Farm. Just like that version was so good to me, you know?
Yeah. Well, and then Cade did the same things. If you didn't know they were singing Disney last night, you'd be like, "Oh, okay, that's an interesting Cade Foner song." And then somebody's like, "Oh, you like Little Mermaid?" And you're like,
"Right?
No, I'm a grown man. Why would I like that?"
What are you talking about? Are you looking at my internet search? Don't look at my internet search. Get out of here.
Ariel Mermaid. Okay.
I'm not into hot fish chicks. Okay.
Oh, terrible. All right, next one.
All right.
Oh, you got a picture of him licking his lips. Look at you, man. You're dirty. What's wrong with you, dude?
I want to kiss the mermaid. Oh, yes.
I want to kiss the girl.
I want to kiss the girl all over her fins.
I like the reggae version better. What? All over her fins?
I like this part where Katie was acting like a distressed other woman when they were like talking about some chick backstage for Katie. She was like, "Where is she? Where is she?"
When did this start?
That was really funny, man. I'm telling you,
she was
Katie brought her A game last night, man.
Yeah, she was on top of it. She was messing up. Ryan Seacrest. He was trying to break this news, the juice, and she would just break in on him, and you could just see on the look on his face. He was like, "Oh, come on, Katie, you're killing me."
She did so good though. She was one of the most entertaining parts of last night, in my opinion. And then there were at least 10 people trying to entertain us, and one of the judges was one of the most entertaining parts of last night. That's saying something, man. I like that they replaced the two judges too. I'm not even a Disney fan, but I recognize that Disney is a huge part of pop culture, and I understand people that love it. So when I see stuff like this, it definitely gives me a little warm feeling because these characters I grew up with,
Yeah, the problem is like you live down the street from Disney, so these are like your loud and rowdy neighbors that just kind of make you mad, and you got to deal with them.
Right. That's why I'm not such a huge fan. Yeah.
When you
fireworks every night. Fireworks
every night. Can I tell you how many times I've tried to make a phone call and I'm like, God dang it, when I'm leaving at 10 o'clock at night.
You guys, let me tell you something. You guys think it's cool to have fireworks above your home every night, do it. Do it for like a week. Okay?
You'll be sick of them.
I'm telling you, by the end of the week, you're like, I don't care about fireworks anymore. I no longer care about fireworks.
Yeah, when the 4th of July comes around, you're like, oh, gosh, anything but fireworks.
Yeah, I'm that old guy being like, keep the noise down. Keep the noise down. I'm over it, dude, because I look out my window and I can see fireworks at Disneyland. I'm literally right down the street, guys.
I mean, like, see them, you can feel them going off.
Yeah.
It's a literal boom.
It's a boom. Yeah. Above your home every night.
What you have to remember is that there's hundreds of little kids lying right at the base of Cinderella's castle, looking up, going, yay, and having a moment of their lives. So I try to remember that.
I also think that my kids are spoiled because they've gotten to experience in that like 23 times and they're 6 years old.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I was a kid, I went to Disneyland twice, like in my entire childhood. And now that I'm adult, my kids go like once every couple weeks, dude.
Yeah, it's like going to the park for you guys.
Yeah. And going with my kids, I don't even want to go because it's like so much walking and you're like fighting with people just to move. Like, everybody's in your way. Like, it's rough. Dude.
No, it's painful. It's painful. So basically what we're saying is that we hate Disney.
Meanwhile, there's people like in Europe, in the UK right now, listen to us. They're like, I've been trying to go to Disneyland for 37 years. I've been saving for the last decade just to get to Disneyland, and you're complaining about it.
They just got to go over to Paris because they got Disney in France.
There you go. All right, moving on. Ada Vox went full lion last night.
She kind of looks like a lion right there.
Yeah.
Somebody else
said, of life. Yeah.
This is the funniest thing. It actually sounded a little bit like her.
Which went high.
This was so funny because somebody commented that she looks basically like Oprah Winfrey in A Wrinkle in Time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
Show.
You're right. That's funny. Yeah, she sort of does. And, yeah, if you haven't seen our Wrinkle in Time review, go down to our reviews and look for Behold My Dumpster Fire, a Wrinkle in Time review.
Yeah, don't bother.
You'll see the thumbnail has Oprah Winfrey. And no one's watching that.
Yeah, but which means that Oprah Winfrey has some similarity to basically, a drag queen.
Well, yeah, sure.
To some degree, right?
I mean, a lot of drag queens do Oprah, and they do Cher, and
Cher's a big one.
They do certain stars, not just because they're huge stars, but because they have like sort of masculine features. I mean, it's true. It makes it easy. It makes it easy to mimic Cher because Cher has masculine features in her face.
Have you guys ever seen To Wong Fu with Love? Thanks for Everything, Sherry Newmar?
Absolutely. That is one of my favorite movies of all time.
You have to. If you guys have never seen that movie, go find that movie so you can see Patrick Swayze in drag.
It's so good, guys. That movie is so good.
Yeah, Patrick Swayze, John Leguizamo, and Wesley Snipes all in drag. Fantastic.
And it's so good. It's so before its time. It's not. I mean, can you even make that movie now? Could you? I don't know.
I don't know. They'd probably get mad at you. But yeah, it was good.
I mean, dude, that was such a good movie. I've seen that like 3 or 4 times. It's hilarious.
It's very funny.
All right. Well, I mean, so we didn't really talk about a performance, but it wasn't that great, right?
It wasn't good. It was arguably one of her worst performances, in my opinion.
Her lows were good. Her lows were great.
Lows are good. She is struggling with high notes. I don't know what the heck's going on.
It's either she's like all high or she has a hard time with it.
Yeah, she's like lilting on those high notes, and it's just out of tune. It did not sound pleasant.
Yeah, I agree with that. Next up was Michelle Suzette.
Picked the perfect song, Coco's Remember Me.
Oh, she did. Yep. And then she butchered it. Live on television, she took that song, cut its head off, and held its bloody head up.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
What happened here? I mean, we've talked about her doing songs with Spanish in it as her strong suit, and then she does it.
But the problem is that this is not a Spanish song. So the song was written as an English song sounding Latin. So the song is "Remember Me," not "Recuerdo Me." And so what happens is, when she changed it to his Spanish lyrics, it kind of, you don't "Recuerdo Me" does not sound that beautiful. "Remember Me," that sounds a lot more pretty. So she did start out in English, and I was like, okay, this is not bad. Okay. And then she went into Spanish and brutalized it. So,
dude, and like, when I heard this, I was like, half of America that had their phones ready to vote for her, just realized that they couldn't understand her and just stopped right there.
Yeah.
And the song that they recognized the melody to, they didn't recognize the lyrics to. It just took everything familiar about this and made it unfamiliar instantly. And that's the worst thing you could do to a song. Instead of enhancing it, you dragged it down.
Yeah, and it took her backup singers and the band to really pull it through more than her. Unfortunately, I wish she would have had a chance to maybe even do a Selena song. I mean, she's obviously in that, trying to be in that mold. Or, I mean, she never got a chance to do Selena. She never got a chance to do Shakira, which is more in her powerhouse, which is what she should have done. But, I knew she was going to go. She got saved by the judges last week. Her and Ada got saved by the judges. Dennis got saved by the judges. Guess what? They're all gone. America wants who America wants.
Right. And they literally got rid of the judge saves.
They did, all three of them.
Yeah. That's very telling, I might add.
True that.
All right. Which bums me out for some of the people that could have been saved last week that weren't. That didn't even have a shot. That's
true. Now Journey was saved by the judges, and America saved Journey.
Okay.
So, there's that.
All right, Gabby Barrett. I'm loving Gabby so much. She's amazing. Gabby Barrett is amazing. I hope Gabby, at this point, I'm hoping Gabby takes this whole thing and wins it. She's really fantastic. She sang that Pocahontas song. I'm forgetting right now what it is.
Oh, the Pocahontas song?
Paint with All the Colors of the Wind, right?
Yeah, which was good.
It was great.
Yeah.
You know what fascinated me more about this performance? I mean, the song was good, but then I kept looking at that background, and you guys got to understand. I volunteer at a community thing where I do all the AV stuff. And I've set up video walls with using software to project, cool 3D animations and background scenes for performers and speakers. And for me, this was like visual Viagra, because now I want to go and figure out how to do that at the community centers,
Nice.
Because that was amazing. Like, that background was like so pristine and beautiful. And when the camera moved, like somehow the background moved. It just looked like it had a 3D look to it. It was sick. And of course, Gabby did good too. Yeah.
Some sort of live projection or something.
It was some kind of live projection. And with the glass, she has like a mirror stage, right? So that it's reflecting. And the same with Kate, that water was reflecting on the stage. It looked really cool, man.
Cool.
Okay. Anyways, Gabby did great. So I'm hoping she wins, honestly, at this point. I'm really hoping.
Gabby's your front runner. Gabby's your person.
Gabby's my person. In fact, I wanted to make a bet with you.
Oh.
Now that we're at the top 7, we'll talk about this very end. We're going to make a bet, you and I, if you're up for it.
Are you ever going to do the one you lost?
We are. Summer's coming up, and we'll talk about that too. Okay? So just stay tuned for that. There is a punishment that I still have to pay off. If you don't know anything about it, I'll explain about it at the very end of the show. And we're going to do another bet with yet another punishment. Haven't told Shane about this. You're going to see his live reaction.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, next up was Michael J. Woodard. And of course, Michael J. Woodard killed it. Yes. I love this guy so much. Every time I see him now, I smile. When I was preparing for the show, I Googled his name just to get more information. And his picture came up. And I immediately smiled. I'm like, why am I smiling at this guy's smiling face? Because he has this personality that just makes you happy. I can't explain it, dude.
It's infectious.
He makes me happy. When I see Michael J. Woodard, I become happier. It's the weirdest thing. No,
I'm pretty sure he's possessed, or he's like not of this earth. He keeps calling him an alien, I think. Lionel Richie calls him an alien. Katie calls him an angel. There might be something different about this guy, because it's true. I mean, Ryan Seacrest can't stop smiling. The judges can't stop smiling. We can't stop smiling. Something's going on here with this guy. I don't know.
He's just a fantastic human being with an insane level of talent, and I can't tell you why I think that, but that's how I feel about him.
He loves his grandma.
Yes, yeah, and the whole grandma thing is like, it makes me wish I had grandmas left, because I don't have any grandmas anymore.
Like eating teaspoons of sugar, man. I don't know.
I want to call up my dead grandma and be like, "Hey, Nana, love you. Sorry I left you in that home, but I love you."
I wish I would have came to visit more.
Yeah. No, Michael J. The performance was great. He's great. I don't know what to tell you, man. I got nothing bad to say about him or Gabby. All right, we get that famous Katie drinking out of the crystal slipper after it was tried on by both Luke and herself. I'm telling you, man, she was wild last night. Like,
he was in rare form.
She's growing on me.
Unpredictable.
All right, that was hilarious. Next up was Caleb. I know he's going to be your front runner here.
Caleb, you've got a friend in me.
You got a friend in me.
You got a friend in me. Right? So Caleb always sounds the same, and that's okay.
Yeah.
His performance to me was very vanilla. He got blessed with a super deep voice. Mm-hmm. And apparently that's getting him voted through. I personally don't think that he is necessarily one of the best singers from this last performance.
Not this last performance. Like I didn't mind it. It was okay, but it wasn't like fantastic.
I mean, I had the same problem the year that Scotty McCreery won. I really like Scotty. I really like this guy, their personalities and who they are, but I don't like the way they sing a whole lot. I can tell that it's rich and it's nice sounding.
Yeah.
It just goes to show that I believe that a large demographic of people who watch this show are country western fans.
Dude, I want to hear this guy do a country western version of Michael Bublé, dude.
I don't know if I want to hear that, but okay.
I want to hear that. No, man, I like Caleb a lot, and I know why he's the front runner or whatever. But I'm right there with you. I feel like I know why everybody likes him. I know why his voice is amazing. But last night's version of that song just wasn't very special to me, like whatsoever.
No, he's a one-trick pony.
It seems
he's one-trick pony.
I want to hear him do Frank Sinatra too at once. I want to hear him do certain songs, but
yeah, but it's all been kind of similar. I mean, he picked the one country song that Disney has that you could turn into a country song. Really, this Woody's Roundup song.
I think they can only have one Moana song, but I would also have liked to hear him do You're Welcome.
Well, what can I say except you're welcome?
What can I say except you're welcome?
It would have been nice to hear Caleb, to hear our rocker sing that.
Cade. Yeah, I guess you're right, yeah.
Cade would have been great for that song.
All right. Next up was Katie.
Katie's got a good voice, man.
Yeah, she does.
Katie might just have the best voice left on the show.
Yes, I will agree with you that her raw,
you know what I mean?
Her raw voice is there.
Yeah. Her just her bass singing voice.
Yeah, like in RPG games or MMOs, like the bass skill, like your base talent, your base damage, your base HP. As far as base stats go, she got it, or she has it, right? But I think that there's other singers that have leveled up.
Yeah, right. She started out with a D12 while everybody else started out with like a D8 and a D6.
Right. Thank you. I'm glad we're here. We're on the same page. I love you, Shane.
Yeah, and I love you too, man. and now everybody's as leveled up. But I still feel like if she were to pull herself together, she could just probably go and win this show altogether.
Yeah, but there's singers here that are killing her by honing their not as good voices into a better skilled weapon.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So Katie has to, if she wants to win this, she's got to sharpen that tool and really show us what her base skill, can do.
Yeah, she needs to transform completely. She needs to make that kind of ugly duckling transformation so that America will get behind her. We're watching her journey. And you can tell they're kind of changing her a little bit as she goes. She seems to be a little less wacky. If they can make that complete transformation and give her some just songs where she can knock it dead, then she could win this thing. I really think she could.
She could. You're right. She could. She's got to make the transformation though. Next up was Dennis Lorenzo.
Yeah, he tackled Lion King song.
I didn't like it very much.
It wasn't that great. They wanted him to. I mean, it's a great song. I love "Can You Feel the Love Tonight."
Can you feel?
It was harder to hear it with that little bit of with the R&B lilt at the end. He has this R&B kind of the way he tails off the song, and I did not like that as much as the Elton John version. Of course, it's Elton John.
It's Elton John. How do you even
I don't even. How do you touch an Elton John song and feel good?
Yeah, how do you even mess with an Elton John song? Guys, I'm not even a huge Elton John fan, but just like with Lionel Richie, these are living legends.
Right, exactly.
You should not try to make a better version of their music.
So changing Elton's song,
not a good idea.
Didn't go well.
Just do the same exact thing. I mean, it's Elton John. What do you want, man?
Yeah, no, you're so right. So I could have. I mean, if Dennis didn't go last night, I would have been okay with seeing Caleb go, but America wasn't going to let that happen. But I think for the most part, besides that, I think America got it right.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, so here is the three after Journey, because Journey went through.
Mm-hmm.
Journey, they had Journey, Ada, Michelle, and Dennis up there, and they're like, okay, which one's going, which one is staying, which three of you going home? I'm like, oh, that's awkward.
That's brutal, huh?
All the judges' choices are the bottom four. Interesting.
All four judges' choices are standing up there at the very end.
Interesting.
All four.
Huh, it's almost like maybe you and I were right last week, Shane.
Yeah, I tell you, and America was right. I mean, they picked. Would have been interesting to see America pick the top 10. That's for darn sure.
Hey, I want to see some of those comments. Those commenters below. Thank you for commenting. How we were arguing back and forth. How some of these singers have better voices and all that. What's up?
What's up?
How you doing?
What's up?
What's up? Check it out.
Trust me, we're not usually this cocky.
No, we're not. Usually we fail in our predictions.
Yeah, that's why we're eating this one up.
Yeah, you want to see a fail prediction? Go watch our Savitar revealed Flash video. We were so utterly wrong about that prediction.
That was pretty brutal. Although with American Idol now, we've been right 2 weeks in a row.
That's
we
true.
Accurately got it down to the top. We got it down to the top 10, I think. And then we got it down to the top 7. We have accurately called out exactly who was going to go both weeks in a row.
Last year we said when the audience votes, these ones are gone. Yep.
Right. So
I actually think that Ada Vox was taken out of this tournament because of the drag queen thing.
I'm not sure. I mean, I thought that for sure. That might have.
I think it overshadowed her ability, dude.
Yeah, I think maybe, but then listening to the high notes on her singing, and I'm like, she's just. I thought she was one of the best singers there, but I don't think so anymore.
And maybe it was a rough night, but I do feel like the whole drag queen thing has overshadowed the actual person when he is a talent. And
Yeah,
I feel like
he
the
should've-
show wanted this on there to be,
I think so, too.
interesting. Yeah.
To bring a new story dynamic. He might have done better if he had been himself as opposed to his character.
Well, Journey was sent through, so her journey is not yet ended. Meanwhile, Ada Fox, Dennis Lorenzo, Michelle Suzette are going home. I'm sure Michelle Suzette has already gotten calls for contracts, from various places. And so what's that?
I'm sure.
I'm sure she'll be on the cover of Maxim magazine soon enough. And then I know Dennis Lorenzo and Ada Fox are actually getting calls from actual record companies. So that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
No, I'm just messing with Michelle Suzette. I'm sure she's fine. Anyways, what?
So do you have a picture? Okay, you don't have a picture. So let's say, so of the people left, we've got Maddie Poppy, we've got Journey, we've got Cade, we've got Gabby, Michael J. Woodard, Caleb, and Katie. Who do you think is the weakest two of that list that are in jeopardy of going home next week?
Okay. So
since we're not going to get a chance to talk about it.
All right. So in my opinion, I think probably Journey and Caleb are the weakest skill-wise, but I don't think Caleb goes anywhere.
Right.
I think next week, unless Katie knocks it out of the park, I think Journey and Katie will be gone.
Okay. So I think that Journey, I'm definitely in there with you. And I'm the same way. I would like to see Caleb gone. But I think unless Katie has done something special, she's going to, you're right. I think you're spot on.
Spot on,
and I think,
mate, spot on.
I think there's also a chance that Cade could go if Katie is on the money.
It's possible. Yeah, it's possible between Cade and Caleb, but I think Journey is definitely on the chopping block.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's quick thing. We did this thing in Survivor last season. I know some of you guys didn't watch it, but we made a bet.
Most of you guys didn't watch it.
We made a bet. And the bet was, I believe this person will get to the finals. And Shane said, I believe this person will get to the finals. And literally the week after the bet, the person that I was going for was knocked out. So literally the next episode, the person that I had predicted was gone. I immediately lost the bet. I then doubled down on the bet. I said, okay, double or nothing. Right? I think this person makes it, and this person doesn't. And Shane says, he basically picked the opposite. And, of course, Shane won. So I lost doubly. And the punishment was I have to, there's a show we watch sometimes called Naked and Afraid. We think it's hilarious. So I am going to put on a GoPro, get naked, and go out and live in the woods for a couple nights. At first it was one night, and now because I doubled or nothing, it's 2 nights. So nice. 2 nights, and I guess 2 days, I will be living in the woods with a GoPro, bare naked.
Yeah, bear infested.
Yeah, surviving, per se, because of the theme of Survivor.
Yeah, only with your bare necessities.
Yes. And I've been waiting until it got warmer to do it, because, I don't want to die. And we're going to film it, and we're going to edit it. We're going to edit it into something like some 10-minute video. It's not going to be some long thing. But I'm definitely going to do the punishment. So that's going to happen this summer, which is coming up very soon. So I propose this, Mr. Shane.
Okay.
A new bet.
Ooh.
Now that we're at the top 7, we will predict the winner. And obviously, if that prediction becomes true, that person wins. But
got it. You
can lose if your person is kicked out first. Get it?
Wait, okay, so
let's say
basically whoever's lasts longest.
Whoever lasts the longest and or wins the bet.
Fair enough.
Okay. And here's the punishment.
Oh, okay.
Here's the punishment. In American Idol style, because we did the Survivor style thing.
Okay.
in American Idol style. Remember, AGT is coming up.
Okay.
The loser of this will go to that first live showing of AGT in full aid of Ox Drag. That's in like 4 months from now.
Wait,
It's in LA. It's in LA. We know what happens in LA. It's right between us.
So what you're saying is whoever loses this bet will have to go to one of the live shows.
In one of the live shows in LA.
Dressed as like Ada Vox.
Dressed in full drag. Not Ada Vox, but dressed in full drag.
Full drag. And going to the show, like going to sit in there, going to watch an episode of America's Got Talent, everything.
Yes, I'm thinking that. But yeah, there's some things like, can we get tickets to the show?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I can get us tickets.
Okay, then that's the bet.
Easily.
Okay, that's the bet.
I'm loving this. I cannot wait to see you in drag.
Wait, how am I going to lose? You're just assuming I'm going to lose because I lose every time.
The wrong person.
What?
You're going to pick the wrong person. Go ahead.
All right. Well, can you definitely get us tickets?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, then we're gonna do it.
I had tickets in my hand last year.
Really? Okay, then that's what we do. And I don't know if they let us film in there, but we'll definitely take pictures, right?
Whatever they'll let us get away with, yeah.
Okay, so that's the bet. And here's my prediction. Now that we're at top 7.
All right.
Maddie Poppy either wins or goes the farthest.
Okay, so you're picking Maddie Poppy.
Right. No, not Maddie Poppy. Sorry, no, Gabby Barrett. Gabby Barrett. My bad. I meant Gabby Barrett. My bad.
Okay, now later on you can't go, I did say Maddie Poppy.
No, I meant Gabby Barrett. I'm sorry, I get the blondes mixed up. I meant Gabby Barrett.
Okay, Gabby Barrett, your pick.
Right.
All right. Well, I got to be honest with you here. My favorite choice is Michael J. Woodard, but
I was tempted about Michael.
But he's not going to be that one. I would like him very much to be that one. I think you got a really good pick in Gabby Barrett because it's going to be really close. But I got to be honest with you. Ain't nobody going to beat Caleb in this match.
Okay.
Ain't nobody going to beat him. He's going to go right through to the end with that voice, with all them 13-year-old girls.
All right.
It's going to be Caleb.
We got a bet.
And listen, here's how strongly I feel about this. I would like him to go home next week. So I'm so serious about the fact that I think that he's going to win that for my enjoyment purposes, I do believe I wish he would go home next week.
Okay. And the loser of this bet
has to dress up in drag and
one
go
of the AGT live shows.
Yes. It's on like Donkey Kong.
This is a great bet. This is probably the best bet we've ever had.
This is a good one.
If you guys don't know the history of our bets usually involve punishments that are really rough. In fact, the last one was AGT. I dressed up as what's her name? Scary Spice. Mel B. And I got my hair dyed like McDonald's red, and the dye seeped into my pores, and I ended up with hives on my face for a week, dude.
Absolutely not cool.
No dyes this time. It's like a wig and like a dress or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll go wig this time instead of actually transforming your hair.
I'm going to have a full beard. That's assuming I'm going to lose. And now, listen, I have lost the last like 4 or 5 bets, to be honest.
I mean, listen, if I lose, I'm not shaving the beard. So
I'm
that's
not
just going to
shaving the beard. Okay, so beard's off limits, guys.
Yeah, so we'll have to go with the beard, wearing whatever.
If I don't have a beard, I look like a giant fat baby. All right.
And with that note, folks, I think we'll move on.
That's it for the show, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you're watching American Idol and you're not just watching this for nothing. If you agree with us, hit the comments. Let us know what you could think. If you disagree, hit the comments. Let us know what you think. We like to have a discussion with everybody that watches the video. Also, if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button and the alert button so you can see when we post videos. And of course, don't forget our milestone giveaway. When we get to 3,200, we're giving away a gaming console. And in 17 more videos, we're going to pick a winner for our big box challenge. So get down there, sub, and comment.
And go buy something at mixtees.com. Use coupon code Shane O'Brien for 30% off.
30% off.
It supports the show.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And we need the support, all the support we can get. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow for The Flash.
All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.